The internet is buzzing right now after shocking reports surfaced that Ballistic has kicked his longtime fiancée, Joseline Hernandez, out of his house. What started as quiet tension behind closed doors has turned into full-blown chaos that's spilling into the public eye. Fans who've followed their rocky relationship for years are stunned, wondering what finally pushed Ballistic over the edge because, from the looks of it, this time, things are beyond repair. Sources close to the couple claim that what happened inside their home last night was explosive. Neighbors allegedly heard shouting, doors slamming, and Joseline storming out with her bags in hand. Within hours, gossip pages lit up with photos of her standing outside, visibly angry and arguing with someone over the phone. Many believe that person was Ballistic himself. This isn't the first time the couple has been surrounded by drama. But this moment feels different, final. Ballistic, who has mostly stayed out of the spotlight, apparently decided he'd had enough. After years of Joseline's fiery personality, public outbursts, and controversial headlines, he's now taking a stand. Fans who followed Joseline's cabaret know that the tension between them has been brewing for a long time. And insiders say this blow-up was the breaking point now, with Joseline allegedly kicked out and Ballistic refusing to speak publicly. Everyone's wondering what really went down inside that house. Was it another fight gone too far? Or did a secret finally surface that changed everything? One thing's for sure, this story is just beginning. Ouch. And if you know Joseline, you know she won't stay silent for long. It all started on a quiet night that quickly turned into pure chaos. Joseline Hernandez, known for her fiery temper and unapologetic personality, was reportedly blindsided when Ballistic told her to pack her things and leave. According to a neighbor who witnessed part of the scene, shouting could be heard from inside the house for nearly 30 minutes before Joseline emerged, dragging a suitcase behind her and yelling into her phone. The look on her face said it all. This wasn't just a small argument. Something serious had gone down. People who know the couple say that the tension between them has been building for weeks. Ballistic, who's usually calm and private, had reportedly grown tired of Joseline's constant drama and unpredictable moods. Friends claim he tried to keep things together for as long as possible. But the arguments had become daily, and the peace inside the home had completely vanished. What pushed him to his breaking point is still unclear, but insiders hint that a major betrayal might have played a role. Some fans believe the issue started after Joseline's recent club appearance, where she was seen getting a little too close with a promoter. While nothing was confirmed, whispers of jealousy started circulating, and Ballistic apparently didn't take it lightly. He's been known to keep his circle tight, and any sign of disloyalty, especially from Joseline, would have been enough to snap his patience. That night, witnesses said Joseline kept shouting that everything had been blown out of proportion, insisting she didn't do anything wrong. But Ballistic wasn't having it. According to one insider, he'd already made up his mind before the argument even began. Here is done. Reports say he told her flat out that she needed to leave his house immediately. That was the moment things exploded. Joseline, never one to back down, reportedly refused at first. She accused Ballistic of being controlling and jealous, throwing his past words back at him. But Ballistic didn't argue. He walked into another room, came back, and started packing some of her things himself. That's when she lost it, screaming that he was trying to humiliate her. She stormed out minutes later, clutching her phone and pacing up and down the driveway before finally getting into a car and speeding off into the night as the news hit social media. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Videos of Joseline leaving the property started circulating online, showing her visibly upset and yelling something about being disrespected in her own home. Comments flooded in from fans taking sides. Some said Ballistic finally stood up for himself after years of putting up with her chaos, while others accused him of trying to control. A strong woman who simply refused to be tamed. But this isn't the first time their relationship has been on the edge. From their explosive moments on Joseline's cabaret to their rumored fights off camera, the couple's relationship has always been a storm waiting to happen. Still, this feels different. People close to them are saying this might really be the end. Not. Another one of their dramatic make-ups, a source close to Ballistic told reporters that he's tired of playing the villain in Joseline's public image. He's been painted as the quiet one who enables her. But behind the scenes, he's been holding everything together while she chases fame and controversy. He loves her, no doubt, the source said, but love doesn't fix everything, especially when it starts hurting your peace. Meanwhile, Joseline hasn't said much publicly, which is rare for her. Usually, she's quick to jump on social media to set the record straight. But this time, she's been silent. No Instagram lives, no tweets, no statements. Fans think that silence says more than words ever could. She's hurt, humiliated, and trying to figure out her next move. Ballistic, on the other hand, has reportedly changed the locks to his home and told friends he's moving on. Whether that means permanently or just for now, no one knows. But one thing's certain, something inside that house broke for good that night. And no amount of apologies or explanations may be able to fix it. What's next for Joseline? That's the question everyone's asking. Some say she's already checking into a hotel nearby, while others claim she's headed to Miami to stay with close friends. One thing's for sure. When Joseline Hernandez finally decides to speak, it's going to shake everything up. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that she never lets anyone have the last word. Not even Ballistic Beats. The morning after the blowup, social media went into overdrive. Fans woke up to a flood of blurry photos and shaky videos showing Joseline standing outside Ballistic's home in the middle of the night, yelling on the phone as her luggage sat on the ground beside her. Within minutes, hashtags like #JOSELINE thrown out and #BallisticBeats were trending. Everyone wanted to know the same thing. What really caused Ballistic to finally snap? Insiders close to the situation said it wasn't just one incident. It was years of small explosions, building up to one final storm. Joseline's temper, her unpredictable career moves, and her tendency to turn every private moment into public drama had reportedly taken a toll on their relationship. Ballistic had always been patient, the calm to her chaos, but behind that calm was exhaustion. He's been holding everything in for a long time, said one source. He loves Joseline, but love can't survive when there's no peace. A few of Joseline's friends, however, tell a different story. They say Ballistic's anger has been quietly brewing for months and that he's become more distant, cold, and controlling. One friend claimed Joseline had been trying to reclaim her independence and focus on her music again. But Ballistic didn't like her being around certain people, especially male producers and promoters. It's always the same argument, the friend said. She wants to work. He doesn't trust anyone she works with. Fans began dissecting every clue they could find. Old Instagram stories resurfaced clips of Joseline ranting about fake love and men who tried to dim your light. Some think those were subtle shots at Ballistic. Others argue she was just venting. But after last night's chaos, those old posts hit differently by the afternoon. Joseline had vanished from the public eye. No paparazzi sightings. No social media activity. It was as if she'd disappeared completely. Ballistic, however, was spotted leaving his house with two close friends. He looked calm but drained, dressed in all black with his phone glued to his hand. When a reporter shouted a question about Joseline, he didn't even glance up. He just kept walking. That silence spoke volumes. Meanwhile, the gossip world exploded with theories. Some outlets claimed that Joseline had been unfaithful, while others suggested that Ballistic's decision to kick her out was actually a power move, an attempt to take control of their public narrative. One blogger even hinted that there were financial issues involved, saying that Joseline had been spending recklessly and Ballistic was done footing the bill. But no one could confirm anything concrete, and both sides remained quiet. Late that night, an anonymous post appeared on a gossip page, claiming that the real reason for their fight had to do with a business deal gone wrong. Apparently, Joseline had agreed to collaborate with another producer without telling Ballistic, someone he had bad blood with. When he found out, he felt betrayed, seeing it as a deliberate act of disrespect. Whether or not that's true, fans couldn't ignore how it lined up with everything else happening. What made the situation even more intense was the history between the two. Fans remember their heated argument on Joseline's Cabaret, Las Vegas, where Ballistic was accused of getting aggressive during filming. Though the couple brushed it off publicly, many believed that incident was just the tip of a much bigger iceberg. Now, with Joseline being kicked out, those old wounds were being reopened. Supporters flooded social media, defending Joseline and demanding she get her power back. Memes popped up overnight, some mocking Ballistic for thinking he could control her, others joking that Joseline would bounce back stronger and pettier than ever. Even celebrities started weighing in. A few reality TV stars who'd worked with Joseline posted cryptic messages about toxic love and knowing when to walk away. Behind the scenes, though, things were far less humorous. Sources revealed that Joseline had been calling mutual friends, trying to get some of her belongings back from the house, but Ballistic wasn't responding. He's completely cut her off, one insider claimed. She's hurt. She didn't expect him to actually go through with it. For someone as proud and outspoken as Joseline, being thrown out like that was a major blow. Friends say she's been devastated, spending her days in a hotel room, barely speaking, trying to figure out her next move. She's not used to losing control, said one close friend. This time, it's different. She's not angry, she's broken. Meanwhile, Ballistic is said to be focusing on his studio and keeping his circle small. A few people who've seen him recently said he seems lighter, like a weight's been lifted off his shoulders. Still, even those closest to him admit it's clear he still loves her. He didn't want it to end like this, one friend said. But when a man gets to that point where peace means more than passion, he's already gone. The public's waiting for one thing: Joseline's response. Everyone knows she won't stay silent forever. Whether it comes through a song, an interview, or a social media meltdown, she's going to speak her truth. And when she does, it's going to be explosive. Because no matter what anyone says about her, Joseline Hernandez never let someone else control her story. But this time, fans are wondering if the Puerto Rican princess has finally been dethroned, not by fame or failure, but by heartbreak. And if Ballistic truly means it this time, then the end of this love story might be more real than anyone expected. In the days that followed, silence became louder than any fight. For once, Joseline Hernandez, the woman who never holds back, who always claps back, had nothing to say. Her fans were stunned. No statements, no Instagram lives, no cryptic posts. It was as if she vanished into thin air. But behind that silence, sources say, was chaos. She was heartbroken, humiliated, and furious all at once. Close friends revealed that Joseline had been staying in a luxury hotel downtown, trying to keep a low profile. But keeping a low profile has never been her thing. Within days, paparazzi spotted her arriving at a studio late at night, wearing dark glasses and trying to hide her face. Word quickly spread that she was recording a new track. And if history tells us anything, that track will likely be aimed straight at Ballistic beats. She doesn't cry in public, one insider said. She turns pain into art. That's how she fights back. Meanwhile, Ballistic kept his silence too, but in a different way. He started posting subtle messages on his Instagram stories. Peaceful sunsets. Cryptic quotes about peace and self-respect, even one that said, "Sometimes love isn't enough." Fans instantly connected the dots, filling his comments with questions and accusations. Some called him out for embarrassing Joseline, while others applauded him for finally putting his sanity first. The divide between hashtag Team Joseline and hashtag Team Ballistic became a social media war zone, as fans took sides. More details about that explosive night began to surface. A former employee of the couple revealed that things had been tense for months. Joseline was always suspicious, always checking his phone, accusing him of hiding something, they said. Ballistic tried to stay calm, but everyone around them could see it was getting toxic. That house wasn't peaceful anymore. Another insider claimed that breaking point came after Joseline allegedly found out Ballistic had been quietly working on a project with another female artist, something she reportedly saw as betrayal. Joseline, who's never been good at hiding her emotions, apparently confronted him that night, demanding answers. One thing led to another, voices were raised, and before either of them realized it, years of unresolved tension exploded all at once. Ballistic, who'd always been patient, finally snapped and told her to leave. That was it, the end of their story, at least for now. But Joseline, being Joseline, she wasn't going to let the narrative get away from her. Within a week, her close friend posted a teaser clip on social media showing Joseline in the studio, laying down what fans believe is a diss track. The caption read, "When they think they broke you, but they really built you stronger." The internet went wild. Some said she was about to air out all their dirty laundry in the song. Others warned Ballistic to brace himself, because Joseline's not the type to stay quiet forever. Still, even through the anger and heartbreak, people couldn't ignore the pain behind her eyes. Those who've seen her recently say she's not her usual fiery self. She's reflective, softer, even hurt. She loved that man, one source said. Whatever went wrong between them wasn't just drama. It was deep. For years, Ballistic was her partner in everything: her music, her business, her TV shows. He was her anchor in a world that constantly tried to break her. Losing that connection cut deeper than any public scandal. Meanwhile, Ballistic's camp insists he's not looking for attention. "He's not trying to drag this out," said one of his associates. "He just wants peace. He's not posting to shade her. He's moving on." But fans aren't convinced. The tension is still heavy, and everyone's waiting to see who breaks the silence first with a full statement or interview. Then came the twist nobody expected: a leaked voice note, allegedly, of Joseline talking to a friend about what really happened. In it, she can be heard saying, "He embarrassed me. After everything I did for him, he threw me out like I was nothing." The audio, though unverified, spread like wildfire. Fans flooded Ballistic's pages again, demanding he respond. But once again, silence. That silence, though, spoke volumes. To many, it was a sign that Ballistic was truly done. No more fights, no more public explanations, just distance. But to others, it was a tactic. He knows how to play quiet to make her look crazy. One of Joseline's supporters claimed online, "That's emotional control, not peace." As the drama unfolded, producers from Joseline's cabaret reportedly reached out to her about filming her comeback story, her side of everything that happened. Insiders say she's considering it, but wants full creative control this time. If she agrees, fans could see a version of Joseline they've never seen before: vulnerable, raw, and brutally honest. By the end of the week, Joseline finally posted something on her Instagram. It's a black screen with a single caption: "They can throw you out the house, but they can't throw you out the game." That one line said it all. She's hurt, but she's not broken. The woman who built her name on resilience isn't backing down. She's turning her pain into her next chapter. For Ballistic, the story might be over. But for Joseline, it's just beginning. And while the world debates who was right or wrong, both of them are left picking up the pieces of a love that burned too hot to last. One thing's for sure: when Joseline Hernandez comes back, she won't come quietly. Because for her, every heartbreak becomes a headline, and every downfall becomes a comeback story waiting to happen. Joseline Hernandez and Ballistic Beat's breakup isn't just another celebrity scandal. It's the end of an era that once looked unbreakable. From fiery love to total collapse, the couple's story has shown just how thin the line between passion and pain can really be. What started as two people chasing a dream together turned into a public meltdown that no one saw coming. And now, with Ballistic shutting his doors and Joseline preparing for her next move, fans are left wondering whether this breakup is permanent or just another storm before the calm. But knowing Joseline, this isn't the last we've heard from her. Every time the world counts her out, she comes back stronger, louder, and more unpredictable than ever. Maybe this heartbreak will be the fuel for her next big chapter. The moment that reminds everyone why she's still the Puerto Rican princess. And as for Ballistic, his silence might speak louder than any statement could. Because sometimes walking away isn't weakness, it's survival still. One question hangs in the air when Joseline finally decides to speak her truth. Will she expose everything, or will she let her next move do the talking? One thing's for sure, the world is watching, waiting for the next headline to drop. Because in Joseline's world, love might fade, but the spotlight never does. But the spotlight never does.